Welcome to Masterclass here at Crafters TV. It's lovely to be with you. My name is Rebecca Redican. You can call me Becky. You can, we're friends here. It's lovely to be with you today for this Masterclass. And this Masterclass is sure to add dimension as well as inspiration to your crafting pieces, because today's Masterclass is all about our decoupage. If you've never done decoupage before, I am here to bring to you some kits that you can create 3D, tactile, interesting cards, quick to flash. But also, if you've done decoupage for days, months, weeks, years, I have got some techniques that may well give you a new way of thinking about this fabulous medium. We have got not just myself here, I've got lovely Charlotte and Jamie in with us today, as well as my craft expert. Her fabulous self is here with some wonderful inspiration. It's the lovely Michelle.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I've had another coffee.
Yep.
So we started.
You got a bit of a pep in your step now.
Yeah, I don't think I slept brilliantly, so I'm a little tired. So, bit of caffeine, started.
So you're basically just running off caffeine right now?
I am today a little, yeah.
Great. I cannot wait to still be working with you at 8 p.m. this evening. Michelle, give us a flash of,
Now.
I wish I hadn't sort of done that with my arms as well at the same time. That's what made it worse.
I can show you some cards.
That's exactly it. Just show us some inspiration.
I'll show you some inspiration.
Thank you.
So we have got these beautiful. This is my favourite. This is the, spring is in the air. Am I saying, yes, spring is here. Or spring is in the air, it's one of those two. But I love this one. This is my absolute favourite, this lovely bouquet of flowers. And if I just turn it to the side, you can see it's got that lovely depth and dimension there. And then with the same, so these are the ones that comes with the stamp, the die and the pad. So for this one, we've had the pad used here and then the stamp. Been stamped out and coloured in, so you know once you've run out of the pad, but I mean you get lots in that pad, but once you've run out of it, you can still be stamping them up multiple times, and then you've still got the die, so you can still cut them out and layer them up as if you still have the pad.
Brill.
Oh, let me show you this one because I love this one. This is the roses.
Oh, pretty.
So it's just very, very pretty, that one. And again, you've got that lovely, depending on how thick your foam pads are that you use.
I'm obsessed with this one.
I love this one, which is why I had to show it again. And there's no name on it, so I'm not sure who's done it, but just look at those flowers. Absolutely beautiful. And then, I know I showed this one again earlier, but it just shows you a different way to use those flowers, just a little bit scrunched up, and they look fabulous. And then again, so I used this flower earlier, but in a totally different colour.
Yeah.
So this one's got some inks on it. I just used the coloured card. And then Caring Thoughts. So you've got those two different dies for this set with the decoupage. And then you've got the lovely pad with all the elements to cut out. And look at this. So this is a nice 8x8 size card. Just looks gorgeous. And then so if you're wanting a bit small and simple, perfect. So small and simple, large and extravagant. All these decoupage elements are perfect for all of your cards, boxes, bags, tags, anything and everything that you make. Home decor, perfect for that.
There's absolutely no limitation really with these.
Absolutely not. We want to put a flower on everything. So even the men's cards that we make, we struggle not to put a flower on. So we'll either do them in blue But yes, everything else, you know, you're going to be using flowers for everything.
Absolutely. So we have got a masterclass in that, and that means that if you've got any questions relating to craft, or if you just want to be nosy and find out something about Michelle, feel free to message us in on our social media. You've got the lovely Rachel looking after you today. People already messaging in, obviously. Hubby Ben was one of the first in to message, saying good afternoon, everyone. Hello to Irina, saying good morning to us. Sarah Brown, who usually likes to sit in her sofa, is with us today, saying hello again. I'm back for more fun and laughs with my favourite crafty peeps. Hello to Michelle and Becky and all the CCTV crew from Melbourne, Australia. It's now 11 p.m. Oh, snuggled up with us. Do feel free to message in if you've got any questions. Also, feel free to message in if you want to tell us what you've got in the Sea Sun sale. We have got the Sea Sun sale on our website right now. So if you head onto our website, it'll look like this. There's Leanne, there's a card, you'll see loads of info. You will see, last chance to buy, and you will see our Sea Sun sale collection. Head on in there and you will see the summer sale where we have up to 75% off on some of our incredible items. As you go into them, it will give you the discounts, and there's loads of bundles. You can get individual items in there. There is absolutely oodles and oodles within there, including things like the watercolour Christmas, which I know has been really popular. One thing I will say is we've added new lines for you today. Now, the summer season sale does not last forever, so seize the moment whilst you can, because there are some real true deals in there. And speaking of true deals, one of the most mind-boggling, eye-popping discounts is on something that I never expected to be discounted. Do you know how there are some items that maybe are very much set to a certain time? So when you see a discount for them, you're like, oh, well, that makes sense. So for example, you know, we've recently had, you know, Mother's Day and Easter. And once those finish, you might see a few discount deals on stamps, and that makes sense, right? Because, you know, you're not going to need them for a little while. This is something I never expected to see discounted, because not only is it all year round, it contains really two of our favourite things. As crafters, we love papers and we love storage. I've got it all here for you in one. This, if you've not seen it, is our paper library. And have a little peek inside, because within here you have got not only reusable 15 tag compartments, you are also getting an absolute wealth of papers. Now, these papers we're talking about, 12 by 12s, and we're calling it a library because we've separated them all out to be different themes and elements. So you've got one there that's like your celebrations. I've got one down here, which is a whole stack. Again, there's absolutely loads of papers in this. You know, it's not just one of each or anything. You are getting absolutely oodles of lots and lots and lots of different varieties. We're bringing to you festive. We're bringing to you all year round. The paper in this is absolutely chocked full, and it is papers that you get here and that's it. So this is what you want to treat yourself to. Once you've used up all those papers though, you then have got this incredible storage container, which has got super strong handles on it, like reinforced, and it has got sort of the workability with a nice big bold zip, so that you can use this to travel, or you could use it to store your papers in. Maybe you've got 12 by 12 papers and they come in like theme order, but you want them in colour order. Colour them up in here. We have got all of this for you today with a mega one-time deal today and today only, 65% off. It's normally $89.99 or $99.95. So just for ease of me saying it, if you're in the US, this is normally $100. Today, you're getting it for $34.95. I mean, really, you couldn't even buy the storage for that alone, nowhere near. So today, if you're in the US, it is $34.99. In the UK, $31.45, sorry, for you. This is a real special opportunity. I will let you know that this has been real popular already. People grabbing their hands on it, topping up on it, because again, let's face it, even if you've already got all of the papers or you haven't quite used them yet, just for the storage alone, that price is better than you would expect. Today, 65% off, but it has been popular, so do seize the moment if you want to seize it. So yes, do treat yourself to that whilst you can, and do not forget to let us know if you already own it. What do you love about it? Let us know on socials. Shall we dive on into a little bit of our decoupaging? Let's do it. Now, what I've got for you in this decoupage is really rather new to us, and it is something which, as we mentioned before, is fantastic florals. Now, when I think about florals and I think about the likes of almost like your Sharon Callis, I do understand that those pieces are absolutely beautiful, but I do also understand that not everybody likes quilling. We're all different people, we're all different crafters, right? If you love the look of that, but quilling isn't your thing, you know, maybe it's a timing thing or maybe it's a dexterity thing, you can create equally realistic flowers with techniques that you love, like stamping and colouring, and of course, die cutting. We have got for you here a real special collection. Now, do just remember that on these boards, these are ideas of what you can do. But once you actually do create these, you can ruffle them, layer them, colour them however you wish. Radiant Rose is the first. I have also got for you in here my lilacs, which are upside down, do apologise. The lilacs themselves are beautiful, and again, you've got little individual elements here that are all cut out quick for you in one pass through your machine, and you can layer those up. The lily itself is so eye-catching. Do you know what I really want to do with that one? Which one is it? The lily and the carnation. What I really want to do with these two is cut them out multiple times, put them on a hairband or like a fascinator. I think that is going to be so eye-catching because they're quite nice in similar sizes. I'd wear that to festivals, I'd wear that down the shops, to be honest. I've also got for you in here the carnation, as I mentioned. Then I'm bringing to you the sweet pea. Now this sweet pea, obviously we flatten on it on the board so it's nice and easy for us to store, but this is sensational when we actually do pop that out. I'll talk to you more about that later. And then I've also got my personal fave, which is your fabulous fuchsia. This is such a beautiful 3D design. I could just go wild with these. Great for homeware too. Great discount on them today. If you're platinum, it's only $55.99. Oh yeah, or $63.44. So again, seize the moment. And whilst we're seizing the moment, shall we seize some demos? Let's do it. Which are we working with first, Michelle?
The Delicate Lily.
Gorgeous.
But you've also got to remember, so you was just saying about the headband, these will cut through fabric.
Oh.
So their dies do cut through fabric.
Beautiful.
So, you know, if you're wanting to make these out of any kinds of fabric, you definitely will cut through that. So,
gorgeous.
Bonus, but our foam, any kind, the thicker foam, yeah. If you're not wanting to mould it into flowers, you can use that as well. And then good old card and paper. But yeah, so Delicate Lily. So again, because they're such an amazingly, I love a big flower. I like either a really big flower or a really tiny ditzy one. And these are a nice big statement size. So if I can just grab my stamping platform. So we're going to stamp these out first. So I'm going to stamp them and colour them in. So I'm going to bring in some of my Nina cardstock. And then we're just going to take these off and pop them on. And using the stamping platform, as always, because it's the most amazing thing ever. I do love this, and I know I talk about it all the time, but, you know, we have new people tuning in all the time who haven't necessarily seen it. So, you know, why
always
not go
worth
on?
Mention.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely, because I always say that this was a game changer for me. Yeah. I didn't enjoy stamping because, to be fair, I was pants at it. Trying to, you know, get it fully on, not too squished, you know, not missing bits, not going back in. But with this, it's perfect every time because you can go back in and get it perfect every time. Lovely. So I'm going to colour them in. So I'm going to use my alcohol proof.
Hello to Margaret's in, saying back again in from Montana. Hello to Georgianne, who's saying hi, Becky and Michelle from Clearwater, Florida. I always think that place sounds really posh, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? Sounds lovely.
Beautiful. Hello to you. Also, Mary is talking about the decoupages, as you were before, saying the bouquet is my favourite in the collection too. It's just lovely.
Oh, it is just so beautiful. It really is.
That's good. Lillian is in with us again. Hello again. Saying, hello, Becky and Michelle. I'm here for crafty inspiration. Oh, that's good. You're definitely in the right place, because I have had a sneaky peek of some of the makes, and you're going to love them. Also, you know we had the card with no name.
Ooh. Oh, yeah?
Good old Kerry knows who it is. Of course, Kerry does. Kerry knows everything. I love it. Kerry said Debbie Fisher did the one with no name.
Oh, did she?
Love that.
Oh, she's good, isn't she?
Isn't she? She should do it for a living.
I was just going to say that.
Also, I would like to give a special shout out to Sandra. I just think this is a really nice message. She says, I do feel a need to say hi to Mr. Michelle, also known as Ben McCarthy, as he is always there for Michelle. That's lovely, and it's true.
He is. He's absolutely wonderful. He's a proper star. Right, so just bringing my tri-blends in. So as we sort of, you know, explaining everything, if you haven't seen these are, again, another brilliant product of ours. You've got the 3 shades of the one colour. So this is my gold yellow blend. So I've got 3 shades in there, which takes the guesswork out of me having to blend. So if you're a beginner, or just if you just love a tri-blend, these are just absolutely brilliant. So I'm just colouring this in with the darkest one. I'm not using it to blend. I'm just going to colour those in as is. And then let's have a look. So I've got my light yellow and my citrus. So let's go in with go back in with this one. So I'm just going to go down the middles.
Okay.
And lose the ability to speak for a minute while I'm colouring.
All right, no problem. I'll speak for you. And now what you do is you're simply colouring down this section, highlighting the areas. I know, it sounds like it was her. Ben's at home like, oh, Michelle, what are you talking about? Anyway,
Can't
Sandra,
tell the difference.
Oh, Sandra's messaged in. By the way, I don't think you talk like that. Sandra's also messaged in saying, re-paper library. I've ordered another, as you only get 1 of each sheet, and I need at least 2. 1 for the card and the second for its matching envelope. Sandra always goes with that matching envelope, and I love that about you, Sandra. There is something super chic about that, isn't there?
There is. I love, they are perfect because they're the perfect weight as well to make your envelopes with. So, but the thing is, you know, you go to all that trouble to make an amazing card, and it's just that extra special then to put it in a handmade envelope as well. It just, again, adds that extra je ne sais quoi.
Yeah. Oh, you're being very French today.
Oh, I'm fluent in French.
Yeah, you did a bit of ooh la la before,
I did.
Didn't you?
I did.
Were you any good at French?
Absolutely not.
No?
No.
What
in
can
fact,
you remember?
Je m'appelle Michelle.
Very good. A star.
J'habite à Norfolk.
Oh, yeah, you live in Norfolk. That's good, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
That's about it, I think. I know my numbers.
Yeah. Up to what?
31, 30.
30, yeah. So you know your 30s.
Yeah,
right.
I think that's it.
Right. That's
so
good.
I know up to my age, 35. Why did you laugh so loud?
So hard. Yeah, I did realise. Moving on. Sandra's also saying, at that price, it would be rude not to.
Absolutely.
Sandra, treat yourself today. Why not? Oh, Sandra's made a very good point about the paper library, saying, of the bag once you've used all your papers. It is a good project bag to collect together all of the bits and bobs of leftovers whilst you're working. That's a really good idea. And actually, it's a good one for if you are working on a project that if you need to move on to another one or whatever it might be, it's another good one to store within there, so you know they're all in the same pocket and all in the same folder. It's a really nice idea. And just, I don't know if this makes any odds to anyone, but because of the size of it and because it's really sturdy around the outside, it's not flimsy, it does hold itself. Quite nice, like storing your shelves. So you don't have to store it flat if you don't want to for whatever reason. It does sort of stand up by itself on its side. Just thought I'd mention that for all of your storage needs.
Right, so I'm going to bring my dies in now. I'm not going to die cut that one, I'm not going to colour that one and die cut that out because I've actually got some different coloured card that I'm going to use for that. So I'm just going to literally just put that on there and we're just going to die cut that out of there. And then get these out. So you will find, obviously this has got that border around, your die will cut that out. It won't, you know, it won't keep that in.
Yes.
So I'm just going to get my low tack tape and then pop that on the right way round. There we go.
If you do have any collections that are florals, because I'm going to be honest, I'm putting me toe out on a limb. What's it called? Foot out on a tree? What is it? What's it called?
Just going out on a limb, isn't it?
Going out on a limb,
Yeah.
That's it. What did I say? It wasn't
Foot
that.
out
Anyway.
on a tree.
Got to put my foot out on this tree. What is it? Put yourself out on a limb.
Yeah.
Is it?
I'm going to go out on a limb.
Going to go out on a limb, right. The preamble to this is not worth the payoff, I'll be honest. But I'm going to go out on a limb here and suggest that every single person watching right now has something in their collection that is floral. Whether that be your floral decoupage, your floral dies, whatever. If you have, do feel free to message us in and let us know what type of flower you use the most. Because I think it's interesting how in this collection we've got the ones you might see more often, your roses, for example, but then we've also got really unusual ones like the fuchsias, which you just don't see. So do feel free to message us in and let us know, out of your florals, what flower do you use the most of? Or what flower do you wish we did? There's another good one.
Ah.
Because there must be a flower that we don't do or we have done and we haven't for a while.
Yeah,
there must be.
I must admit that's why I love this collection because we've got some in here that
Quirky.
you don't see that are that little bit different.
Like the sweet pea.
Yes. Yes.
I've never seen that before.
No.
I think it's great.
No. So if you can see that that's die cut out and it's left that border there, and the same with the others. So when you've got your flower, you don't have the inked border around the edge or the stamped edge. It die cuts into it, so you're not getting that edge. So you're getting like a more natural flower when you ink them up, which again is brilliant because they normally, you normally have that border cut out on there, or you have that extra bit, and then, when I say to sort of colour it in.
Colour around it, yeah.
So let me just pop these on here, and we'll move that. So you can see it's give it that lovely emboss, which, I don't know if you can pick that up, is the nice emboss.
Yeah, it's lovely.
If you want that to be any deeper, you just run it back through with your rubber shim. Is it the rubber shim? Yes, your rubber shim. And you'll get an even deeper emboss, but I don't feel you need it. That is a nice deep emboss on there anyway.
Great
right,
stuff.
so I've got some more that I'm going to bring in that I've already coloured out. We'll bring all these in. All my little centerpieces and a few more leaves. So let's just move those to the side because we'll put this box together first. We're going to make a lovely decorative element on top of this box with these. So let's just, so this is, again, another one of my most favourite paper pads. So the vintage butterflies. So again, absolutely gorgeous. And again, obviously depending on what colour you are inking your flowers up or cutting them out into they're going to go with nearly, well, they're going to go with all of your collections.
Sorry if you can hear me rustling. Lovely for Holidays has just asked, can we flip through the paper in the library? So I'm just grabbing it all out now and then we'll go through it in a bit. Also, when I asked about favourite type of flowers, Sandra said, I use mouse flower the most. Oh, mouse flower, that sounds exotic, doesn't it?
It does. I don't think I know what that is.
No, mouse flower is short for anonymous flower because that's just how they turn out sometimes. That's brilliant.
I love that.
That's funny.
That's one of the flowers I make the most.
Right, yeah, I love that.
Oh, that's fabulous.
I love it. Ooh, Rhonda's suggesting trumpet flower or sweet autumn clematis. Now, I love clematis, but I've never heard of a trumpet flower. Have you?
I have.
Have you?
Yes.
Sorry, the reason I just pulled that face, if you just saw, I'm very sort of expressionate. It's because I'm just going to research what a trumpet flower is, and what's the last thing that I search for? Cornet versus a trumpet, because we wanted to work out the difference this morning. How weird is that? Anyway, do continue. Tell me what a trumpet flower is.
If it's what I'm thinking, it's shaped very much trumpet-like.
Trumpet, it's a funny word, isn't it? Oh, yeah, it really is. Okay, I've just had a look. So they kind of hang down and they start quite slender and then they really do bloom out.
Yeah.
Almost like back on themselves, the petals. And by the looks of it, lots of different colours, like whites and yellows. You can get blue ones as well. Oh, yeah, they're pretty. I love that. Really, really nice suggestion. Thank you for that, Rhonda. We shall pass that on. It's a great idea.
It is. It'd be nice to have a really sort of exotic flower collection, like a bird of paradise.
Oh, I love bird of paradise.
Things like that.
That's a great idea.
And we do have an amazing design team who, you know, makes and designs all our dies and stamps. So, you know, let's put them to the challenge. Let's see them make a bird of paradise, a trumpet flower.
Yeah, keep the ideas coming in, because our wonderful design team do watch whilst we're here. So, yeah, sparking some inspo here.
Right, so I'm going to use my wet glue to stick these edges together. So I just need, so I'm going to have to hold them a sec just to, just let that glue grab. Actually, do I have, oh, look what Becky Swan's left me.
What?
Some little, little clips.
Fabric clips. Oh, she's a good egg, isn't she? Useful clips.
It's funny, we sort of have a little box here next to us that's almost like your gubbins box at home. There's all sorts of little bits that we leave in it.
Oh, Betsy's saying those stamen dies would be beautiful just in any foil paper or gold anything.
Yeah.
That's a really good point, because we can see that they're stamen because we're putting them with a flower, but actually there's something kind of snazzy about them, you know? They could be a firework, or what do you call them people who do all, they've got like a stick and it's a very American thing and they're like, woo, like all this. Baton people.
A cheerleader?
Cheerleaders.
Oh, a majorette?
People who, yeah, it's baton, what are they called, batoners? Baton people? A baton? Is it? We don't have it here in the UK, if you're watching in America thinking, what's he on about? But you know, like I've seen them in films, I've never seen them in real life. They're always like with the band, aren't they?
Yeah.
But anyway, it could look like something like that, couldn't it? Because it looks like it's sort of twirling. It's cool. I think that's a really good idea. Get Crafty is saying, I'd love to see a tiger lily collection with oranges and reds and yellows and vibrant greens with tropical birds. That sounds gorgeous.
It does.
That sounds really joyful as well, doesn't it?
It does. In fact, I think Leanne actually posted on the I'm a Crafter's Companion site a while ago.
Ah.
She might have done.
Right.
So don't quote me. You know, asking if anyone's got any ideas or suggestions, or it might have been someone totally different.
Right.
But I remember seeing a post and people, loads of people were putting on there all the different sort of collections they'd like to see. Because I think that's the brilliant thing about Leanne. She does go on there, she does listen to what people are sort of wanting and asking for.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, way up, Rachel said, yep, a baton twirler is a majorette.
Majorettes.
I've never heard that word before.
I always wanted to be a majorette. So when I was younger, the majorettes used to practice on the local field, and they had their uniforms on, and they are, you know, depending on how good they were, they had all their badges, and they were twirling the baton and throwing it up and catching it and
So
doing
you've seen it in real life?
Yes, yeah, we used to have them over here all the time.
Way.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jamie, have you ever seen any in real life? I've heard of it, but that's not answering my question. No. Charlotte, what about you? No, never. No, never. I thought it was just an American thing. Well, that's really interesting. Majorettes, I'm going to look that up. You probably have to have very good hand-eye coordination, which means I am out. That is not for me. But thank you for that.
I always wanted to be one when I was little. We used to sit on the field on a Sunday and watch them practice. It was amazing.
That's so cool.
Because they had a band with them, so that you know, the little drummer and the little trumpety man.
Trumpety man. Ah, yes, good old trumpety man. Yeah, I bet you love that nickname.
Maybe that's not what he was called, but you all know what I mean.
The trumpeter.
Yeah, that's it.
Talked a lot about trumpets today. A lot.
Unusually so.
I know, yeah. Third separate mention of it today. It's because when we talked about what musical instruments we played earlier on. Do feel free to share yours.
Let me just get my small foam pads. So I want to arrange them in the middle, so I'm going to use my foam pads just to make them stick that little bit better. So let's roughly put that one there. So I'm not going to press it down too hard yet in case I need to move them.
Okay. Lou says, my sister was a majorette. Oh, that's cool. I'm just amazed that you've actually seen some in real life, Michelle.
Yeah.
I feel a bit jealous. I've tried flaring, which is a little bit like baton twirling. Do you know what that is?
No.
Do you know when you go into a cocktail bar and there's those people who make the cocktails behind the bar and they take ages because they're throwing the shaker up in the air and catching it and doing all that behind the back, woo, pouring the drinks and stuff. Yeah, I used to do that when I worked in a bar. Well, I say I used to. Let's just say I wasn't very good. I then got promoted to work in the restaurant as opposed to
Hence
the bar.
why you don't work there anymore.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But yeah, we used to practice that in the park. This is work related, this wasn't just a hobby. We used to practice in the park, and you practice with like fake bottles, so that they were like plastic and like weighted and everything. I did quite enjoy that, but as Rachel's also messaged saying, I'd just drop it on my own head. That was very much me, Rachel.
Yeah,
that
would be very much me also, I must admit.
Mm. Oh, Betsy, your poor sister. Betsy says, my sister was a baton thrower, and let me tell you, she always had a black eye or bruise somewhere on her face. That'd be me.
Yeah.
That would be me. Oh, bless.
Oh, that would, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is like an extreme sport, isn't it, now we think of it? Baton twirling.
Thing is, though, when you watch them doing it, it is amazing. It really is.
Yeah.
It's definitely, it was I remember going down to the field on a Sunday morning with my sister, who would normally desert me, and I'd be terrified because I was left on my own.
Oh!
I know.
Where would she go?
With her friends.
Oh, right.
It was a case of, when your mum used to make your sister take you
look
somewhere.
after you.
Look after your little sister, and we'd get there and she'd Do you know, one of these days I'll give you a really fabulous childhood story, not all the sad ones. So I'm building up my flowers and I forgot. So it's going to be my flower, then this is going to go over the top. So I'm quite happy with where these are. So then we're just going to pop those into the middle and then pop that over. There we go. I do have good childhood memories, I promise.
Sometimes when you say your childhood memories, it's like, I don't know, watching like a Hallmark movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, there's highs, there's lows, there's bits that are just, magical. Speaking of magical, Shadia is saying 3 of my cousins were in the majorettes. They were fantastic with the batons, always led the pack. And Becky, one of them, were left-handed and she led the pack. Yes.
Nice. That is what we like.
We do. We absolutely do.
Yeah. Definitely.
Alicia is saying, I love the Masterclass shows. In fact, I love all the CCTV shows. Smiley face. That's nice. Message in, what is your favourite CTV show that we do?
And can you guess the theme tune?
We actually guessed the theme tunes of Play Your Crafts Right the other Saturday. And let me just say that myself and Michelle were not the best at it. Was pretty tricky. Was pretty tricky.
The thing is, you think, oh, I've got this, that's easy.
Yeah.
And then when they play them, actually, you think, what?
Yeah, I haven't got a clue.
Right, and then I'm just going to pop a few of these leaves in. If you don't want that that height there in the middle, then you're just going to... sorry, I keep going off, don't I? So if you don't want that height there, you're just going to separate these out a little bit more. But I wanted that. I like that built-up element. But again, I do love the depth and dimension, the construction. So for me, I love putting lots of height on my cards and stuff. So.
And it is amazing how just by giving the paper a little bit of a curl, does bring it to life, doesn't it?
It does, it really does. And I think sometimes we forget to do it.
And don't forget, we were mentioning earlier, if you don't have that tool that Michelle's using, then you can use things like a butter knife or, like a plastic picnic knife, something like that. If you just want to give it a go before investing in the tool.
Yeah, so something that's just... that needs to go under there. Let me trim that edge off. Something that's just got that a nice straight side on it. That that's not going to sort of serrate it or, cut it as you're trying to fold it. Which is why you could just use the edge of your desk. So I've done it many times. You just roll it on the edge of the desk. It's going to give you the absolute same effect.
Lovely.
So, birthday wishes. Pop that on there. Because I've got so much dimension with my flower, that definitely needs to go on a foam pad, or it's just going to get a little bit lost.
I get you.
In all that. And then let me just lift that. Pop a little bit of glue there. Pop that underneath.
Oh, it's a nice touch. And
then I'm quite happy with that. So if I just turn that round for you, I love this one. I think it's just beautiful.
Oh, it's just sensational. Literally leaping out of the box.
Yes.
It's wonderful. Thank you so much for showing us that. If you would like to recreate it, now is your chance. Remembering you're getting all of those 6 different designs within here, including but not limited to the lily, the rose, and of course the fabulous and quite unique fuchsia. So if you do want to seize the moment on these ones, then you've got that opportunity to do so now with your radiant rose, your lovely lilac. I've got your decadent lily, as well as your carnation I've got the fragrant sweet pea, and I've got that fabulous fuchsia as well. Seize the moment on all of these today, just $69.99 or $79.30. Whilst you're grabbing your hands on that, we have got a summer season sale on our website right now, including fabulous discounts. We're talking like up to 75%, and there have been some new lines just added. So if you want to go and have a nosy at that, don't forget to treat yourself to this whilst you're there. Then we will see you on the other side of this.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours. I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing. Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up. I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day. Quick Buy. All your crafting must-haves in a flash. Put away your tape measure and fabric scissors. The Threader's fabric cutter offers accuracy and precision with every cut. This handy tool slices through fabric in a guillotine style. Its ergonomic design features a comfortable and protective handle, so it's safe and easy to use whether you're right or left-handed. Its 45mm rotary blade will cut up to 6 layers of fabric at a time, so your sewing, quilting, and upholstery project times are cut down to size. It's equipped with a measuring guide in metric and imperial for a perfectly accurate cut every time. The built-in grid ruler has 30-degree, 45-degree, and 60-degree angle lines, so you can cut fabric on any angle, including the bias. Quick Buy. All your crafting must-haves in a flash.
Welcome back. Hey, did you treat yourself to anything in the sale? Did you feast your peepers over this little beauty? Now, for Holidays Designs, hiya, you messaged in saying, Bex, do you mind going through the papers? Absolutely, for you, I'll do anything. Now, let me just let you know, in case you are new, what this is. So first off, we have got this amazing carry case, storage case, multi-use and reusable item here. So this is our storage or carrier, if you will. As you can see, it has Crafters Companion, Paper Library in our signature purple, and when you look inside, there is absolutely loads of super duper sturdy. I don't know if you've ever bought some things like this before when they're actually a little bit flimsy. These ones truly are not. You can see they hold their own. All with their individual little tabs. So you can, in around the 15 different compartments, you can actually pop in here your organisation. So whether it be, your birthday section, whether it be your christening section, whether it be, maybe you're going to do it in colour order, you can keep it all nicely stored in there. And as you can see, it's absolutely massive, and as I mentioned before, it is sturdy enough that it stands up by itself once it's all zipped up. But that's not all you're going to be getting. In here, you are getting a wealth of papers, and I'm going to flip through these for you for Holidays as quick as I can, so keep your papers peeled. So we've got in here different sections, and these ones I'd say are like your textured papers. So I've got lovely patterns in there. I've got like rainbow designs in here. I've also got kind of your kind of young people maybe themed papers, as well as the likes of your polka dots, etc. So that is just one segment. I've then got my celebration segment, and this one I think is just gorgeous. I've got loads of red, white and blues in here. As you can see, there's lots of like star themes in this. Sorry, I've skipped a few there, but just to give you an idea, you've got florals in here, firework designs. I love that one. Isn't that sensational? And again, you've got all of those wonderful colour themes with like your bunting running through it, but some of them quite artsy. And that again is what I like about this. It's not just a standard design. That's another set, but I've got another one for you. These ones now we're going a little bit more seasonal, I'd say. So I've got like my muted colour tones, my greens. If you've ever been inspired by nature, if you've made a card, yeah, this I think is a great one if you have, or if you are often inspired by nature, because you've got loads of those green hues in there. Tonally, it's beautiful. You've got that one that just makes me think like picnics. So again, lots of those wonderful tone designs all within that wonderful colour palette. And moving on again, and now this is a real like outdoorsy section, this one, which I really like. You know, sometimes when you're making a card, this might just be me, but especially if I'm making for a gent, I can find that I go more towards these kind of colour palettes, these kind of hues, and there are plenty of these sort of tonal, almost earthy colours. That's gorgeous, isn't it? Very vintage. I love this one. That to me just makes me think of pretty much any product that you see on Instagram. It's nearly always like photographed on this kind of background right now, isn't it? Very Instagrammable. So again, lovely muted hues, lace-like patterns in there. Yes, for holidays, I've got more. Let's move on to our winter time selection now. One thing I will mention is all of these are individually sided, so they're blank on the other side. The reason that's good is there's none of these moments where you have to pick which is your favourite side, because you have just got that one side to use. So that's really nice if you do ever have that conundrum when you've got two-sided pages, when you don't know exactly what to do. So again, wintry feel, lovely details. Actually, this would go great with my preview I've got coming up later. Shh, Bex, don't say more. But it really would. So yeah, you've got loads of them. And then, yes, for holidays, there is a whole other section. You see just what I'm talking about here, about the value that you're getting within this, the detail, the difference. And what I love is it's such a variation. There is so varied in their designs. You have got within here something for everyone. And sometimes, again, I don't know if this is just me, but I sometimes will just buy the paper pads that I personally like, that I would want to work with, or I would like to be gifted. But what I love with this is you get so much of such variety. You're going to be able to craft for anybody, you know? So those are your 150 sheets. This is your paper library. All of that comes locked away within this for you to use time and time again. It should be nearly £90 or $100 today, and today only, have to make that really clear. It is a dramatic saving for you, 65% discount on this, so it's well worth grabbing it whilst you can, and it is today and today only. And let me just clarify, today is the 28th of June. I just want to make that clear in case you're like watching this on a repeat or something. So please do seize the moment, because that really is a very special collection. And speaking of special collections, we have got some stunning decoupage elements as part of our masterclass today. And actually, I was thinking with some of those papers, because the pack I'm about to bring to you, it comes with the pads, but it also comes with stamps. You could actually use some of those papers to make your own multi-layered decoupage just by stamping onto them. Because I think sometimes we think it's just for plain paper, but it's not at all, is it?
Definitely not.
We've got loads in here, so let me fly through them. I have got your precious poppy design. It comes with multiple layers in the pad, and it also comes with your stamp, so you can have fun colouring. Then I'm bringing the same situation with you in the beautiful lilies. Hey, don't you think this would go great with that lily box that wonderful Michelle made earlier? You could maybe layer those up, couldn't you? That'd work really nicely. I've got your spring is here. This is the one that we've had a few of you messaging in saying this is your favourite in the collection. It's just that really joyous bouquet. Great for spring, summer, but also any event where you might give someone flowers. And then I've got your roses in bloom, your lovely yellow roses signifying friendship, but don't forget, again, you can colour these in any colour you want to change the meaning of that flower. $62.32 or $88.44 for you today. Nice big saving on that one there. We have got the fabulous Michelle in with us, and we're going to get whipping something up, aren't we?
We are, and I'm going to use the Springies here because this is my favourite. It's so pretty. So this is your pad. So and you can see, so you get 48. So you're going to be making at least 48 cards. And then when you bring in your stamping, you can still be stamping it out. So you stamp it out five times, and then you're just cutting the parts out that you need with the die. The die does it for you. So absolutely brilliant. It really is. So let me just get some more of this off. So let me bring my plate in first. Right, and it's very easy. There is a little notch on each one. So that little notch that's absolutely got no die cutting element on it, it's going to go over your number. So you're not having to worry about, figuring out which bit goes where, because it's just there for you. And again, so you can see it more. Can you see it on that one? There you go, look, that little notch there.
Yeah.
So it couldn't be simpler. It's pretty much die cutting by numbers.
Absolutely.
And again, so there's then the notch there, and it's going to go over my number 2. I'm just going to tape it down.
So again, a good one for beginners, this.
Perfect for beginners, absolutely, because it's nice, quick, simple, easy crafting. Absolutely brilliant for beginners. You don't need to be worrying about colouring anything in. You're just die cutting, giving it a bit of shaping, and then popping it on a card. It's literally, it's pretty much a creator card, because just do a nice basic 5x5, 6x6. Just do a bit of matte and layering with some coloured card and a pattern piece of paper, and then put this decoupage on the front and a sentiment, and you're sort of away, and it looks amazing. It's really, really effective. Right, so let's just taking these off. You can see, and it's got the emboss on there as well. Even down the size of that petal there, you can't see, but there's it's sort of cut out. It's got like little slits, so it just does it wonderfully.
And again, all of that is done through one pass-through of your machine. There's no fussy cutting around this.
No.
Genuinely, fussy cutting around that, how long might it take you?
Me, a day. Maybe not. But,
half hour?
Yeah, it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
And that took, what, 19 seconds?
Yeah.
So let's put that there. Right. Last piece, that one's still stuck in there. So I have got my 5 pieces. So again, there's a few ways that you can put these onto your card. So we're going to do it. You absolutely can put them on flat. You can layer up your decoupage flat. You don't have to put any of the dimension. You don't have to curve the edges. It depends what kind of look you're going for. But I'm going to just a little bit, because I just love the way it looks when those edges curl. So all I'm doing is on my sponge mat, if you don't have one of these, so this is my stamping mat, just get a tea towel, roll it, well, not roll it up, but you can fold it over a few times, and you've got the same sort of give there to be able to do this. So, and all I'm doing is I'm just bringing it in to the middle, and you can see it's giving it that lovely dimension there.
Yeah. Now, earlier on, you were using foam pads, and Heidi actually messaged saying, I think I'd use chunky glue for all of these bits.
Yeah.
For anyone who's new,
chunky glue.
Is the chunky glue 3D glue?
Do you know, if you Google chunky glue, this comes up?
Shush, I did not know that. That's hilarious.
So, our chunky glue is what Debbie Robinson always called it.
Yeah.
And she's trying to call it 3D Kalal glue now, because she didn't want people to get confused. Yeah. But this is what it is. So it's chunky,
thick
for want of
glue,
a better
isn't it?
word. You've got that gel that comes out and you're going to scoop it up and it's going to put a big blob on there. And then obviously, you know, it takes overnight to completely set and dry hard.
Yeah.
But it's different. So if you use foam pads and you stick this down and it's in the wrong place, you're pretty much stuck down.
Yeah.
Which is why I tend to put them on really gently. And then if I'm happy with it, then I'll stick it down. But with your Collal glue, if you put it on there and it's in the wrong place, you've got that time to move it. You've got that manoeuvrability with it. So that is what our chunky glue is. So if you hear us say chunky glue, it is just the 3D glue.
So maybe if you are new and you want a bit of wriggle room, 3D glue might be a good thing to add to your basket.
Definitely. Definitely. So I'm just, again, going in with my ball tool and just giving it some dimension. So I was a little bit keen there and I've ripped it a little bit, but that's okay because I'll just put a foam pad over that bit. It connects it back together and it's sorted. So let me just move that out of the way. So bringing foam pads in. So that's my base piece, and so this is my next piece. So because I have got that that curve, that dimension, I'm not going to put a foam pad on the edges. I'm just going to put one in the middle. But again, if you're putting these on flat, you know, you can foam pad all of it up. It's entirely up to you. As long as you're happy with it being nice and secure on wherever you're putting it, then that's all that really matters. So again, so I've ripped that one off a little bit. So I am going to put a little bit of a foam pad behind there just to attach those two back together.
Okay.
But again, it's still not, it's just a tiny little foam pad, just holding that there, and it's not affecting that dimension that I'm wanting on there.
Brilliant.
And then pop that on there, and a small one. So this is where I don't tend to use my small foam pads, but for little things like this, they're perfect. I'll use my big foam pad on the bottom where I've got lots of space, and then I end up down to my teeny tiny foam pads for the top pieces. So again, just putting that on, and then again, I'm just going to do the same. I'm going to use some of my small foam pads, and then this is it. This is as difficult as this is, but once it's finished, just looks beautiful.
That's fab.
Then that last one on there. There we go.
Quite a few of you telling lovely Rachel, our social superstar, that you've got this collection. Mary says, I have this collection, I totally love it. For Holidays also has this, and they say it's lovely and easy to do.
Yeah, it is. And that's the good thing about it. I mean, it looks amazing, and that's just taken me a couple of minutes, I think, of that. So I've just got a 6x6 card base here, and I've just cut an aperture out with one of my nesting dies that I've got at home.
Lovely.
And
don't forget, we do have nesting dies on today in the launch party.
Yeah, they would look brilliant for this.
Because that is the floral ditzy flower one, doesn't it, that might look nice with this?
It does. It does. We'll be having another play with those later, won't we?
Yay! Exciting.
So just going to try and remember to put this on the right way. Now I've turned it round, I'm not sure which is up and which is down. That's
do that
right.
all the time. All the time.
There we go.
Mary Beth says that she does have this collection but hasn't used it yet. Today could be your day. Why not? If you've got... Well, do you know what I was going to say? I was going to say if you've got a couple of hours to spare. But actually, we've seen how quick that was to make. So maybe even if you've got half an hour to spare, why not give it a go?
Yeah. And I think we all tend to do that, don't we? We all buy stuff and then, I don't know, sometimes we're a little bit scared to use stuff. We want to see someone else use it first.
So true.
So that is my front. Just going to pop this on the inside.
Okay. If you have just tuned in, don't forget to have a little nose-a-roo at our summer season sale. Season sale. It's a pun. It took us ages to work out. But if you do head on over to our website, you'll see there is like a sales section and there's loads of discounts in there. And you might think, Bex, I did this 4 days ago. I already know, don't you worry, I've treated myself. We've put some new stuff on it. So well worth a little nosy if you are wanting to stock up on some like brilliantly priced bundles and individuals, and some like consumables as well are on there. So just thought I'd mention it in case you do already have these and you're thinking, what else can I add to go with it? It's well worth a look.
So on my card that I did when I was making these, so my demo, I've got acetate and I've got my flower sat on the acetate, but I think for this one I don't want to put it on the acetate, I want to sit it on the back, but when I sit it on the back, it's getting a little bit lost. So I've got some more of this card, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to measure the size of this.
Yeah.
And it's 3 by 3, so I'm going to cut a piece of this down to 3 by 3, and then we're going to sit it on that, and then it's not going to get as lost in that decorative bit at the back. So if I pop that there now, and I sit that on it, it doesn't get as lost.
No, you're so right.
So if I show you what I mean, so for this one that I did, I've got it on the acetate and I've got a different piece of paper behind it, but I don't want to put it on the acetate for this one. I want it to do this.
Okay.
So again, so I could put that on some foam pads as well.
To lift the
which
lift.
actually will look really nice. It's going to really make it pop.
Yeah.
So I think we will do that. Where's my scissors? There they are.
If you were making these to post to someone, would you suggest an envelope box or?
Yeah, definitely. Either make a little gift box or an envelope box for them to go in, because you're going to want that. I mean, they're not going to get squashed in the way that if it was the flower forming foam flowers.
Oh yeah, they will squash, won't they?
Yeah. But yes, I would definitely put it in at least an envelope box, because again, it seems such a shame to make something so beautiful and then post it and it get a little bit squished just for the sake of
10 minutes and a piece of paper.
Yes. And again, if you've got the board or is it the Ultimate Pro?
Yeah, the Ultimate.
Yeah. If
that shows you how to make envelope boxes.
Yeah.
It has the instructions in it.
And so simple.
Oh my gosh, so simple.
So popping that on there. I'm loving that. So I've got my sentiment, and again, that's going to go on a foam pad just because it would look too flat next to all that dimension. So that's going to pop just there.
Pretty.
Wishing my beautiful friend a happy birthday. And of course I've got a bow. Now should I put that there? There we go, just going to pop it on there. And then there we go. So if I just turn that round for you now, I've made it tenfold. That wasn't deliberate, it was supposed to be on the side, but that's the way I glued my stuff on, but it still looks as fabulous. So if I close that, you can see you've got the dimension there. But then if I bring this one in that I did do earlier, it's all exactly the same stuff, but it just looks so different.
Total different feel.
Just with or without acetate, so there we go.
I adore it. Thank you so much for showing us that. Isn't that beautiful? And the thing is, other than, say, die cutting out the frame, we saw that start to finish. You know, when it comes to the florals, we saw that start to finish. And even though Michelle takes her time going through it so that, you know, you can follow along at home, and obviously I throw in questions from people, even with that being said, that was only a handful of minutes, wasn't it? And you can recreate that, as lots of our people who have these have already said, really, really simplistically. This is Spring Is Here that Michelle's just worked with. We have also got in this one for you your precious poppies, Not stopping there, I'm going to bring you some lilies now. Again, nice bouquet there. And then finally, your roses in bloom. You're getting dies with all of them, stamps with all of them, papers with all of them, and you're getting 192 decoupage sheets, so you can do them multiple times. Those ones are on your screen right now. Again, discounted deal, saving nearly £42 on these, or nearly $58, $59. So you're looking at like 40% discount, which is always an added bonus. If you do want to seize the moment, now is your chance. Now, if you're loving this decoupage so far and you would like to maybe get your teeth into it in a slightly more condensed manner, I'm going to give you the opportunity to do so now. We have got a Sarah signature for you now. So Sarah signatures, if you've not seen them before, and the fabulous Sarah Davies putting together signature collections which all have a really lovely theme to them. If ever you get a Sarah signature, in this instance Caring Thoughts, any element of it, you know that this is going to match up perfectly with it. Now, I understand as a crafter, if you are starting maybe a new area of craft, such as decoupage, sometimes, you know, getting 8, 9 or 10 different elements can be a bit daunting. Let me take that stress away from you in this bite-sized bundle. I am bringing to you the Caring Thoughts pad itself, which has 48 sheets within it, which means you're getting really minimum 48 florals. This is one of the designs that you'll be able to cut up. Again, because it's decoupage, you've got all of those fabulous layers. And this one is the floral roses. And then I've also got this one for you from the Caring Thoughts range, which again creates this really lovely bouquet, which is more of a mixture of our florals in here. And you've also got little adornments such as your butterflies, which of course you can use over and over. Today, this to me is like even if you've never done decoupage, you've never done die cutting before, this is a give it a go, try it now price. £15.99 only. You're saving more than you are spending on this today. $25.99. And again, saving more than you are spending. It is totally worth grabbing your hands on it whilst you have the opportunity, especially, as I say, if you are new, you want a bite-size go at something new. And also, you know how the others are like die cutting by numbers? These ones even more so, because the dies actually have numbers on them too. So it makes it that step easier for you to work out. So again, all here, and it is just $15.99. And these can make over and over again show-stopping cards, homeware, boxes, accessories. There is nothing stopping you, you know, popping this onto like a bail and having it as a little necklace. You can do absolutely loads with these. Do seize the moment when it's a really good deal. I mean, that platinum price that's sensational, isn't it? That really is sensational. So do seize the moment as you wish. We're whipping up with these, aren't we?
We are.
How
Absolutely.
did you decide which one to go for?
I have to do eeny meeny because it's just so difficult to decide.
I love it. That's funny. Brilliant.
They're just all so lovely. But the thing is, I'm a crafter, so I absolutely love anything and everything to do with craft. So it's just, for me, either or, because I enjoy working with it all.
Lovely.
And it really is. It's that basic and that simple for me.
I like that. It's good enough for me. Fab.
Right, so Caring Thoughts. So with that beautiful collection came the topper pad and the 2 die sets. So I'm going to use this one. So again, you're going to open your pad. You can see that you've got that style at the front, and then in the back half you have got this style. And again, easy enough to see which is which because the pictures match up, as daft as that sounds. Mm-hmm. So again, we're going to do exactly the same as what we did before. So we're going to attempt to get these dies out that are a little bit stuck. I think that's the only thing, when you put it back in and you haven't quite stuck it over the tape in there, it gets a little stuck.
Yeah.
So let me just have a fight with this packet for a minute. There we go. Right, have I got them? I'll soon know if I've got them all out. And again, so you've got a little notch, and these ones are actually numbered, so you've got a little notch there, so I know that that wants to sit over that number 1. So let's do this on my plate. So again, so just lining it up, knowing that my notch needs to sit there, and I'm going to tape it into place. And again, each one has got a notch and numbered this time. So it's taken any having to think about things out of it. You're just being able to get on with just enjoying what you're doing. So that one's number 4, so I know that that needs to go over that number, which means I know that it's going to lay over those 2 flowers there. And number 3. And I love these ones because they've got the butterflies on there as well.
Yeah, they're pretty, aren't they?
So I absolutely adore that.
Heidi's messaged in saying, I've put in my order for the paper library. Woohoo! Says, I wish I could buy the carrier without the paper to store the extra paper I already have. Heidi, let me tell you, that, just to give you an idea, because there's so much storage in this, the papers themselves that you do get, there's like 6 themes, so they come kind of like wadded together in these 6 themes, so that'll only take up 6 pockets, but actually there's a minimum of 15 pockets in here, and I say minimum because it depends whether you count the front and the back and all the rest of it. So you've still, even with the papers, got loads of space in there, so I do hope that helps. And also don't forget that actually to buy the case alone at the price we've got today would be more expensive than you're paying. So you're getting the papers and some of this for free. So it's just a little added bonus. Also, can we ever have too many papers?
No.
Can we?
I think maybe we should let Christine Mahoney answer that one.
Well, that's a very, very good point. Yeah, very good point. Yeah, quite the stash. Love it. Oh, no, but well done to you, Heidi, on getting that paper library.
Part of being a crafter and being in a crafty community is to enable each other, to give each other those excuses that we really don't need, but, you know, justify it to ourselves that we do need that extra paper pad.
I'd be interested to know how many people watching now have ever done the old, like, say your partner's like, oh, where have you got that from? Oh, is that a new thing? I've had it for absolutely ages. You've seen this before. I've used loads of cards. You're there, like, hiding the receipt with today's date on it. I bet you have. Someone will have done something like that, I'm sure.
I think we've all done that.
Yeah. I do it with clothes all the time. You've seen me in this before. You never pay attention.
I know, and then they're like, oh well, I can't pretend that I haven't noticed.
Yeah,
so they're like, oh yeah.
Tuck in the labelling.
So I've lost one of my little dies. So if you noticed, I didn't cut that bit out. My number 6 die is missing, but that's okay because. I mean, I've got some more cut out that I did at home, so I can just find that. So I think it's that little peach butterfly and that little flower. There we go. So let me just pop those to the side.
I've had a question in, just whilst you're gluing this together, from Cheryl. Hiya, Cheryl. How are you? Cheryl says, once you cut out the flowers, how do you know the order of the placement since the numbers don't show? It's a really good question.
So how do you know what, sorry?
How do you know what order to layer these up? Because the numbers aren't on them anymore.
So as if I was doing this now?
Yes, exactly.
How?
So you know the next layer is going to be that top one, don't you?
Yes.
How do you know that, is Cheryl's question, basically.
Yeah, I would... size order.
Yeah.
So that is definitely going to go on there. And then that's, you know, sort of the next size down.
Yeah.
So if I wasn't...
go large to small,
yeah,
really, don't
so if I wasn't sure, if I've, you know, placed that there to see how it goes and then I've come across that piece, I'm going to realise, oh, actually...
That's covered it up.
That's going to go like that.
Yeah.
So it's always worth just laying them out first, making sure that you haven't lost a piece and making sure that you have got them in the right order and then just place them down on your page in the order that you know you're going to be going.
Yeah.
And then you know to go that way.
Another idea, Cheryl, too, as well as that one, is if you have more of the pictures of the other ones in the book, so you can actually have that laid down next to you. So you could go, you know, this is your page, you go, oh, that's number 1, that's number 2. So you could always do that as well. That might help out. So give them all a go. Give them all a go, and hope that works for you.
I think it's very much, I think sometimes we envisage things being a little bit difficult or more difficult than what they actually are.
Yeah.
And then when we get it and we're doing it, we're like, oh, actually, I don't know what I was bothered about. It is, you know, quite nice and simple to do.
Yeah.
So again, I'm just doing exactly the same as I did before. Let me just, with my ball tool. If you don't have our ball tools, you absolutely need to get them because they're fabulous for so much. But if you haven't, you're going to have something that has got that. I mean, so I used to use this. So I used to just use the side of this. You're going to find, we're crafters. We always find something to replace something that we don't have. I've used all sorts in the past for stuff that I haven't had tool-wise. And I think we just, as crafters, we find that.
Yeah.
So that one's definitely going to go there. So I'm going to, bring these foam pads in. Not sticking them right to the edges because I've curved mine over. But if you're putting these on flat, you can be popping your foam pads on wherever you want them to go.
I'm glad to say that I'm not the only one who has pretended that I haven't just bought something new. Mary says, oh yes, I use the I've had this for ages line all the time. Laura says that Laura also does it, mainly with Yankee candles, which I love. I think that's brilliant.
I love that.
I feel like if you can get away with that with a Yankee candle, that is really good going because first off, they're not the cheapest candle in the world, but second off, surely if you have an unburnt candle, for you to say, I have had this for ages, my love, and get away with it, that is a skill, Laura, and I love that about you.
I love that.
That's brilliant. We've got Mary Patton talking about this, saying, I absolutely love the Caring Thoughts collection. My first play with this type of decoupage was with this collection and Craig's Craft Along. Oh, Mary Pat, that's brilliant. I'm so glad that you've tried something different and you've really enjoyed it. Because I always think when you do something like that, it makes you feel more creative all round, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah. And I think, you know, it's like I said, sometimes we get stuff and we don't use it because we're not sure maybe how to use it or in, you know, for what card we're going to use it for.
Yeah.
So it is good. The craft alongs are fabulous for that. And Craig is just uber talented.
Sorry, Carol's just messaged in regarding, oh, I've had this for ages. Carol said, I had the delivery man give a parcel to my hubby and he said, oh, you caught her this time. That's brilliant. I love that. I also love the idea of Carol just keeping her eyes peeled for the delivery person and that one time hubby got there first. That's brilliant.
I love that. That is fabulous. So I've finished that. I've built it up and I've got that lovely shape that I want on it. So I'm going to bring in these. This is just, so I've got some nesting dies at home. I've just cut out lots to mat and layer those. Just need this. Just going to put a tab on the back of this so I can stick them together. So I'm going to do an inch tab. So if you've got your nesting dies, there is the two ways that you can be making your base cards. So you can be running a folded piece through and just have your nesting die hanging off the edge, and you will probably have a little bit of a flat edge there. and then it gives you it all together. Or just cut 2 out, have your little tab on the back, and then you just gluing them together, and then you've automatically got your card there. So, glue. Go on.
Terry's messaged in saying, my husband notices new stuff only if the box comes when he's home. Now, dog toys is a whole different story. It doesn't help when Bailey, the dog, shows it off and he wants to play with him. I completely understand that. In fact, yesterday I was clearing through the dog cupboard, you know, trying to sort stuff out, because you just end up with loads of stuff, don't you, in there? And I found a squeaky toy, which is a Christmas cracker, and I gave it to Mulberry last night. Well, that look they get on their face when it's a new toy. so proud and prancing around. Terry, I absolutely love that. I was also giggling at Get Crafties, which is, my husband thinks I'm really lucky and I keep winning all of these giveaways.
No, that is brilliant.
That is genius. I love that, Get Crafty. Also, I have a feeling you've given quite a few people a really good idea there. Yeah, that's hilarious.
I think someone commented a little while ago and said, we need to get the customer services, so you need to be able to tick a box when you're ordering it to say, I've won this as a prize. So when it comes, you know, the order note will say, congratulations on your prize.
Yeah.
So your husband, or your partner is like, oh wow, you've won, and it's legit because it says it in the.
It says it on
in the notes. Yeah.
That's funny. They have them in pubs, actually, don't they? Have you ever seen those? Like they're like usually like written on blackboards, and it's something like. If you tip the bar staff £5, when your wife rings, we'll say, you know, oh, you're here, but you're not having a drink. If you tip the bar staff £50, we'll say you've already left and you're on your way home, and stuff like that.
I love that. I absolutely love that. So that's all well and good. So that looks fabulous. But again, I feel it's getting a little bit lost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the largest of the dies and I am going to run it back through. That's not big enough. Let me find a bigger piece. So I'm going to run it back through on some contrasting card to make it pop. In fact, I have some of this, so it actually matches my matte and layer. So we're going to run it back through with this, and we're just going to offset it a bit, like as if we was doing a drop shadow.
Okay.
And then it's just going to make it stand out from the pattern paper that I've put on there, just like with the card that I just made. So let's pop this through.
Oh, Linny's finally here. Linny, what have you been up to? Linny's saying, I finally made it to the show. Hi, Becky and Michelle. Perfect timing as well. This is my fave decoupage pad of all time. Now, that is a statement.
Yes, definitely.
I think quite a few people would agree with you. Laura's talking, chatting about her candles. You know what I said? To like pretend you've got a new candle is pretty a big talent. Laura said 2 words actually put together that I never expected was a thing, but I'm glad it is. You haven't seen my candle cabinet in our laundry room. It's amazing how many candles are in there. Candle cabinet.
Wow.
Now that is a passion for a candle, isn't it? I like that a lot.
I love that. Candle cabinet.
Astrid's also saying, I'm heading up your neck of the woods tomorrow, Rebecca, visiting my parents in Cheshire. Astrid, I might have asked you this before. Whereabouts in Cheshire are they? Do let us know. Up, weather. Oh no, I did have a look. Weather's meant to be warm tomorrow, but there was like a 20% chance of rain when I looked this morning. But that sounds lovely. Do let us know where. I hope you have a fab time. Carol's saying, love the circle shape. So different, but gorgeous.
Yeah.
Does add a little something extra, doesn't it?
It does. And our cards always tend to be square or oblong or sort of like that. So it is nice just to do something that little bit different. So I'm just going to offset that. There we go. And there, it makes it stand out so much more. And I've got just for you, so that's from the paper pad. So the little 6x6 paper pad that came with this collection, it's got some little toppers in the back. So that is just where I got that from. And I wanted the circle one because I want it to obviously sort of mirror the base of the card. Let me bring it in this. So I'm going to use my tacky glue to attach that to the mirror.
Sandra says, Becky, I don't need to worry. This is about her husband. I don't need to worry. He's an enabler because he has his own collections. So we both accept each other. So my hubby says nothing. He even encourages me sometimes. I like that, Sandra.
I love that.
What does he collect? I'd like to know. Do you have any collections apart from crafty things?
No.
No.
No, I'm definitely just obsessed with crafty stuff.
Not got enough space to be obsessed with anything else?
No. No. The thing is for me, if I want to do anything in my spare time, it was always going to be crafting. I'm always going to go to that. So yeah. it would feel a bit of a waste to get other stuff in and think I will do it because I know I won't. So it would be rude to the other stuff that I would be using as a hobby because I wouldn't.
I get you. That's very thoughtful.
That's what I thought. It's nice of me.
Yeah, you're a good egg. I collect thimbles.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, we do. What do I do with them? Do you know what? I've actually I've got a number of thimble cabinets. Well, I say thimble cabinets. I've got 2 thimble stands that my granddad made for me. So he does wood turning. So my granddad made them for me, and they're almost like layered cake, but made out of wood. So there's a small circle, then a larger one, the larger one. They have loads of little prongs on. So I've got 2 full ones of them, but I filled them up pretty pronto. So my granddad now built me and gave it me for Christmas a thimble cabinet, which is like glass-fronted wood. Very, very snazzy. I haven't got a clue how many thimbles I've got. I really don't know. More than 100, for sure. Yeah.
So there we go. So turn that round, and that is.
Oh, that
so
looks
if
brilliant.
Just twist it, you can see how that mirror card just holds it from, or stops it from blending into that background paper.
That's brilliant, isn't it? Again, just showing you how you can step it up a level. Michelle, thank you so much for showing us that. Loads of people adoring this. Carol's saying, I love when you've run it through on the gold, the floral one, because you really can see the embossing then, can't you?
Yes. Oh, it really popped, didn't it?
Really good, yeah, yeah. Lots of you just saying, loving the card, beautiful make. It is fab, and if you would like to recreate that, you can do it. And you really can. All you need is the right tools, and don't forget to save this show, because then you can watch it back and make along in your own time. Just as a reminder, it is your Caring Thoughts Sarah's signature collection with the decoupage. I'm bringing to you 48 sheets within our pad, and you get the 2 different designs of flowers. So you're getting this one and you're getting this design multiple times over, as you can see. And you're also, of course, getting the dies to cut them out and then layer them up as you need. Today for you, absolute bargainacious shop opportunity. It's $15.99 or $25.99. That platinum price again is exceptional, isn't it? So do feel free to seize the moment on that one whilst you have the opportunity to do so, because as you can see, a real good load of fun. It's not all I've got on decoupage wise for you though. I've also got our decoupage stamp and dies. Now these ones create bold, eye-catching, head-turning floral displays, and they have got a real beauty to them because you have got a decoupage with movement, which I believe brings realism to your designs. Let me show you some of these makes, and let me just remind you that these boards are brilliant because they show you exactly what you're making, but also what we've done is we've managed to keep them relatively flat so that we can store them properly. But as you will see shortly, you can make these big, bold, and so 3D, and we'll talk about that more later. I've got your lovely lilac in part of this collection. As well as that, I'm bringing to you your Radiant Rose. Again, you can just about see the movement within this and how great it looks when you ruche it together. We had a little look at our delicate lily before, and what you saw was that the wonderful Michelle actually just used sort of an individual layer of them and used them almost to create a bouquet shape. It looked fantastic, and that was just using 3 of those. Then I'm bringing to you your carnation. Now this one really has the wow factor when you layer these up and you add a little bit of texture to them. One of my absolute favourites here, your fragrant sweet pea. And again, the detail on this and how realistic it looks when it is all ruched up is magnificent. Not a flower we see that often, right? But actually one of the most recognisable flowers, because a sweet pea is a very structural looking flower. It's a real standout. So really nice to add something a bit different there. And speaking of standout, my favourite of this collection, it is our fabulous fuchsia. This, as just one in its design, looks sensational. But when you use so many of these, it looks exceptional. Today, your discount deal, we're looking at just $69.99 or $79.30. Again, don't have to pick your favourite. You get all of them in there to use all year round. And speaking of using them, which one are we going to be using, Michelle?
Are you going to be using the fabulous? I didn't just last minute grab that die out of the basket because I forgot to do it before. Not at all.
No, of course not. Not you, Michelle.
No.
Not
so
Michelle prepared.
I know, right? We're going to do the fabulous fuchsia purely because it's fabulous. But it is...
I love this one.
Yes, yes. And, you know, the way that they're made, they are just beautiful. So I wanted to use this one. I wanted to show you that they're a lot easier to put together than you're going to be thinking. So again, you've got the flowers in there, you've got the stamps in there. So we're going to stamp it out first. We'll just pop them there. So again, bringing in my stamping platform. And I'm just making sure I haven't lost my sentiment, but I haven't. It's next to me.
There's still time, Michelle.
There is still time. That's why I thought it had gone, but you know when you can't see for looking.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use that on there. So just that one for now. Oh wait.
And is that a textured paper you're working with, or no, smooth, is it?
It is. So this is the textured cardstock that I'm using.
Right.
So I'm probably going to need to stamp a couple of times just to get that, because it's textured, it doesn't always take the first time. And again, I'm not colouring these in, but I am using my alcohol-proof dye, just because it stamps beautifully.
Great.
And it doesn't matter that I'm not colouring in, it gives me a nice crisp finish, so that's just no other reason than that.
Okay, lovely.
So I actually don't need to go in again with that. That's stamped out beautifully.
That does look lovely, yeah.
So I'm just going to pop them to the side. I'm going to bring in some green card. And then take those off. And put my little leaf on there. Ooh. And that one. I forgot there were 2. And again, I'm just using the black ink pad that I've got next to me.
You know how Sandra was mentioning that her partner also likes to collect things, and so they sort of encourage each other. We're talking about when someone sort of I spies that you've maybe been shopping again. Mary says the man of the house here tried to sneak a giant new leaf blower past me a few weeks ago. Like I'm not going to notice the big red Toro box. I love that. Here's you trying to sneak in one little die. Here's him with a massive leaf blower. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I love that.
It's sort of go big or go home, really, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, totally.
If I'm going to try and sneak something in, let's see how big we can go.
Yes. That's hilarious. Thanks for sending that in, Mary. Also, I do like the idea of Mary just having loads of leaves somewhere one day and then they're all gone the next. What's he going to say? Oh no, it's always been absolutely leaf-free, my love. Love it.
Oh, there were gale force winds last night. That
I
must have
know,
done
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, and they didn't clean all the leaves from next door, just ours. It's like, lucky, isn't it? Lucky.
Right, so again, we're going to pop these on and then we're just going to put those corresponding dies on there. And again, taping them down because we don't want them to move. But if you use your sandwich differently, so if you have the magnetic underneath, then you know, you don't necessarily need to tape them down. Although I don't know how you do it from underneath.
No, you like to look at it,
Yeah,
do you? Yeah,
I do.
different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. And again, they're so simple to lay over. It's not hard at all. You do get some dies that are a little bit difficult to line up, but I don't find that with any of ours, which is always a bonus.
Sorry, someone's done a typo on a text and I absolutely love it. Brilliant. Okay, because I did have to double check this because you know I've got dyslexia, so sometimes I just make up spelling mistakes in my own head, but this is definitely there. Heidi says, I need to see how the flushables get together. Sorry, what? I bought these stamps and dies a while ago and have never used them because I didn't know how to assemble. Flushable? You mean fuchsia, don't you? That's what you mean fuchsia. I love that. I need to see how the flushables get put together.
Love it.
That's brilliant.
And
Well,
the thing is, once you've typed it and sent it on there, you can't delete it and unsend it, can you?
also, I always think with that, if your autocorrect has changed it, surely you use that word quite often. Maybe that's how it works, I don't know. But anyway, Heidi, I am glad that you have got this collection and you are about to see how the fuchsia flushable goes together. Oh, that's funny.
Well, I hope I can do it justice.
Oh, of course
Now
you
the
will.
pressure's on.
No, you already are, it's fab.
Right, so I got my little pieces, and the key with this one is just the curving of it. So I'm going to use, rather than this, I'm going to use my pokey tool because I want to get it to really curve. I'm going to hold, so where the petal meets the middle bit, I'm going to hold that because the fear is you're going to rip it. So I am just curving this a lot on there, and then I'm going to fold it down. So we're going to curve them. And again, so if you struggle doing it that way, hold the edge of your petal on here with your thumb and just roll it round. And once you've rolled it round, it just pops down.
Gorgeous.
Could you see that? Could you tell what I did?
Yeah.
So all I'm doing is I'm just going to roll it round and down, and then you get that curve straight away.
Beautiful. Mary, as a collection, Mary says, I collect teapots, cups and saucers and teaspoons too. Mary, that sounds like a beautiful collection. I actually collect teaspoons as well. I didn't think about that. I haven't got one in this year though. You don't see them as much anymore. But I love that. Teapots, cups and saucers.
Yeah.
Because the cool thing about that as a collection is they're very usable as well, aren't they? I'll be honest, I love my thimble collection, but at no point am I ever using more than one thimble at a time. You know, if I'm sewing, I don't even use them, if I'm honest. We would like to see, Charlotte's just said, what counts as a collection, because she has a lot of teaspoons. Charlotte, are these teaspoons that you use daily? I wouldn't necessarily say that's a collection then.
Are they the teaspoons that she got everyone else's that have gone missing? Because is it just me? My teaspoons go missing all the time.
All the time, yeah.
And I think that's where they're going then.
Yeah, Charlotte, yeah. Yeah.
So that one has just curved down, and all I'm doing is I'm just giving it a press, just to make my my petals at the bottom just curl under. So that is what you are left with. So it's going to sit like that on my desk. And this one, I've just done it exactly the same, but it's not curved over as much. It's just curved up. And then you're just going to give, where it meets there, you're just going to give it a little burnish so it just folds. You've just got a bit of a fold there. And then when you sit it down, it's just going to stay in shape. That is it. So that one's going to sit on there in a minute.
Lovely.
But we're just going to curl this round. So this for me is the most difficult bit. It's almost a little bit like quilling it, which is why I'm using this. I mean, if you've got a quilling tool, you know, by all means use that, but I'm just using this to curl it really. So do it from that side as well. And then we're just going to put a little bit of glue on there, and that is just that little middle dangly bit. What is it called? It's the stamen, isn't it?
Yeah. But dangly bit is also true and cool.
So I'm going to bring in my little pin top glue, and I'm just going to, there we go. Can just be a little bit fiddly, that can that.
Heidi says, I love spell check. So do I, my flushable friend. Lynn is asking, what is the 6th stamp and die for, please? Now, Lynn, I presume you're talking about the Fuchsia, because they've got 6 stamps and dies. Have you got all 6 out there, Michelle?
For the one that I'm using?
Yeah.
I have. So I'm gathering that she means that one. Because I've used the other 5.
Yeah.
So that one, I don't know. I've not used that on any of, I think it's a petal. So that's the stamp that goes with it. So maybe that's just extra petals to be able to add petals. So yes, it's definitely a petal. So I'm gathering it's just so you can mat and layer them up, or make a different kind of flower with it, because I can't see it on there either. So it must just be so you can layer it up. I am not 100% sure.
Well, there are lots of different types of fuchsia. One of them, which is called Lady in the Bath, has a different element to it that almost does look like that. So I'm wondering if you change the type of fuchsia that it is, maybe. That is just me hazarding a guess, but it does remind me of the Lady in the Bath separate section that's there.
Of course, yeah.
I would like to point out Lady in the Bath is the name of the flower, just to make that really clear. On CMOD.
So I'm just going to pop those there to dry.
Charlotte says that when she was younger, she used to pop Lady in the Bath flowers, and her mum used to tell her off, and quite rightly so. Yeah, they're lovely. They are meant to look like, you know, a lady sitting in the bath, basically, but they're like little pockets almost. Yeah. Oh, you're such a rebel you are, Charlotte, eh?
Used to pop them.
Carol's asked, could you use these flowers with forming foam?
I can't see why not. I haven't, and I'm not sure. You could absolutely use them with the foam.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that you would be able to heat it to go into that shape. Cool. No problem.
Cool.
But I haven't had a go yet, but have a go.
But it's doable.
Yeah, and share, so we can see.
Uh-oh, Sylvia's saying she's anxious. This is to do with, what are you on about? I've had this for ages. Sylvia says, I'm anxiously waiting for a delivery with a die-cutting machine. I've only just found out himself as the day off tomorrow. Whoopsie.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. You have to think of some distraction tactics. You know, maybe have his phone on speed dial so when the person comes knocking, just ring him and, talk about something else. I was going to say throw a stick for him, but that is very much distraction that I use for my dog when someone comes to the door posty. So I don't suggest that. But yeah, good luck, Sylvia. I've got faith in you.
I'm sure she'll figure it out. We are crafters, so we're good at figuring that out.
Yeah. Vicky is saying, I'd really like to see the sweet pea made. Are you planning on doing it in a show?
Oh, I'm not, no.
Not today,
unfortunately. Not
but-
today. I think it has been done, though. On
Exactly.
the launch day, I know all of them was done. So if you go back and look at those shows, they will be on there.
Yes. So I hope that helps you, Vicky.
So just for speed, I'm going to use my tape pen to stick this, because I've just looked up and I've seen the time.
1:45 already.
Right, so I'm going to pop that there, but we're going to put this on for now. So that should have dried enough. So I am just going to, we're just going to sit it there like that. Oh, let me put my little, my strip up there first. Did wonder where that had gone. So I've been able to keep an eye on my sentiments today, but not all of my elements. There we go. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just on one side. Now with this, I at home would have used either the 3D Collal or my hot glue gun, but I don't have my hot glue gun on, so this will be fine. So I'm just going to glue in just that one petal and putting that there. Just going to hold it for a second for it to grab.
Okay.
There we go. And then again, let me see. I think I've left my lid off my chunky glue and it's gone a little, oh, it hasn't, look, I've got a little bit there.
Oh, well done.
Perfect. I have a bad habit of that. I don't put my lid on tight enough and then it dries out. So I'm just going to stick my stamen in there with that. Now, if I was at home, I would just prop something underneath that there to hold it up so it's going to dry into place and not bend down, or just have your card stood up while it's drying, because it's light enough to hold it up there and it's not going to fall out. So let's pop this on the bottom. So, on your birthday, and then I'm just going to put these on. I'm sure I have got 3. Honest to goodness.
You make me giggle.
So just concentrating now. It's funny how I can't concentrate, but it's not actually. It's too hard. I'm not a multitasker. I can't do 2 things at once.
Astrid says, I collect makeup. I don't think I set out intentionally to do so, but I've now got enough. I could start my own shop. One of my best friends absolutely adores makeup. You know how you can get it like delivered to you every couple of weeks or whatever. She's just got stacks of it. Stacks of it. But yeah, I think that's quite an easy thing to collect nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah. So if I turn that round, stand that up, that's dried enough for it to stay in place. So you've got that lovely, really dimensional flower on there. And I think with the fuchsias, you know, 1 is enough. It looks amazing with lots on, but 1 is absolutely enough.
Stand out enough. I love it. Thank you so much for showing us that. Do you want to get your cards together and we'll get a vote going?
Yes.
Before we do, let me remind you what's in here. I have got for you your decoupage flowers in your stamp and die collection, and we have got lots and lots that you don't have to choose from because you get them all. I am bringing to you your lovely lilac. I've also got your radiant rose. I'm bringing you your delicate lily. We've got your carnation in here as well, timeless carnation. Then I'm bringing to you your sweet pea and the one that we've just made there, that fabulous fuchsia. All today discounted down, platinum price, you're paying just $55.99 and that's it. So we have been talking decoupage in our masterclass. Let's have a reminder of our makes.
So number 1 was with that beautiful lily on the box. Number 2, did you see that? Number 1. Number 2 is spring is in the air. Number 3 is the round one with the caring thoughts. And then number 4 is that beautiful fuchsia.
So get your votes on in, and we will announce the winner of that shortly. So those are your decoupage flowers, as well as those flowers. We've had loads of different varieties on for you today, so do feel free to head on over and have a little reminder on our website of what we've done. One thing I will mention to you as well is that I've got launch party coming up for you in about 2 hours 10. And if you've not seen these yet, they're nesting dies. Now, these are really cool nesting dies because sometimes I think nesting dies very, very simplistic, and sometimes they're really avant-garde. For me, this is that really happy medium. And because of that, I feel like these could be used every day for anything and for anyone. Take a look at them and you'll see what I mean. This one I'm bringing to you first is your cross-stitch rectangle. So what you may be able to see, if I just tilt it slightly, is there's lots of little cross-stitch X's around here, which are die cut out using these panels. And as you can see, you're getting the 3 different sizes. You also, of course, get the waist left over, so they're really cool for sentiments, etc. I've got the same design, but this time in a square. So again, depending on what you're making, really useful. Then I've got for you the rectangle with the ditzy florals. So this one you can see is a bit more obvious. It's a larger cutout area there. You've got almost this sort of plume of petals. Again, very pretty. And because these are quite sizable, I really like the idea of sort of threading maybe ribbons and cords through them. I think that could look quite nice. You could do different patterns, almost crisscrossing them over, like the back of a corset or something. It could be interesting. I've got the same in the square again. I've also got this one, which is our scalloped edged rectangle. We've seen Michelle work with this one already today. And again, I have got for you the square version of it. Today, we're giving you a discount deal ahead of our launch party to $71.95 or $83.75. Again, if you do want to seize the moment on this, if you're part of our free Club Inspire and your platinum price, you're paying a tiny price point today. Let me remind you of some of the other treats that we've got for you on the show today. It has been our fabulous box number 49. If you've not seen these before, this is an interchangeable scene die collection. You have got over 200 elements within this, and as I mentioned, it is box 49. Don't worry if you're new though, you don't have to have had all of the previous 48 for it to work. You're getting absolutely oodles in here to help you make individual cards and elements, and we're bringing it to you at $24.99 today. If you do want to seize the moment, you have got the opportunity to do so. You've just got to be quick. $24.99 or $24.95 for you on this one today. If you want to have a good nosy at everything that's inside, let's head on over to Michelle.
I love this box. We had a little play with it this morning. We're going to do some more demos a little bit later, but for now we will have we'll have a good nosy through it.
Lovely.
So you're opening it. There's always the beautiful Sarah there, the beautiful tissue paper. So you feel like you're unwrapping a present straight away. So you have got, so these are the 5x5 cards and envelopes. There's 8, is there 18? Yes.
There is 18.
So you've got 18 in there, but of course, once you've used those, that you've still got the rest of the items in there to carry on, and then you have got your dies. So these you're going to use, well, you're going to use however you want. You can use them the same one on both sides. You can put 2 together of the 3 that's on there. You've got the house. You've got the snake. It's not a snake. It's the smoke from the chimney.
Smoke.
Chimney smoke. Do you know, sometimes you get a die and you think, what on earth is that? And you have to die cut it out to actually realise,
See what it is.
that's what it is.
Yeah, I get you.
But you've got your little cloud there, so that's what's going to be creating those beautiful scenes. And then you've got your stamps. So you've got those trees again. You saw me use those this morning to build up that background. beautiful sentiments in varying fonts there and varying sizes. So you are loved, I miss you, just a little something, warm wishes. So lovely, very usable sentiments. Your dewdrops, I love these. These are just, I just love them. They're pretty and shiny and lovely and go with anything and everything. So you've got your 3 lots of ribbon in the 3 colours in your 3 sizes. And again, you know, perfectly matching everything in your boxes. So again, and then these. So these are 5x5, so fit perfectly on your card bases. And they're those lovely backgrounds that you're going to be using. I mean, you can be making your own backgrounds, absolutely. But if you can't or you don't want to, then you have got these in, and they are absolutely beautiful backgrounds. Really pretty, really usable, and really wow. I mean, look at that one. And then, so yeah, so almost something that Jamie would be making.
Oh, yeah.
So Jamie, our producer, is an amazing, so he works, yeah, he is. He's amazing. He says, I don't know about amazing, but he is. I've seen some of his artwork, and it's pretty fabulous, can I just say. So it's the acrylics with the resin, and you know how you make it all smushy on your page.
Smushy.
I'm sure there's a more technical
No,
term
I don't
for
think
that.
there is.
So these beautiful, beautiful coloured cards that you're getting in there. And again, everything matches. It's all in the same box. You know, whatever you put together, it's all going to match. So that is, again, another one of my favourite boxes.
I think it is a fab, fun-filled one. And if you do want to grab it, now is your chance, because it's absolutely chock-a-block full of goodies. And the cool thing about it is, even if it's like day dot of your crafting journey, you can still have a lot of fun making with this. You've got all you need, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, add things like scissors.
Yeah, yeah.
Other than
I mean, you
that-
don't even need to add the inks, because those backgrounds are beautiful. So you can just be cutting those out in your cardstocks, your coloured ones, your plain ones, and then you've got those papers there. So you don't necessarily even need to add your inks.
No, it's a great point. So today, all of that, just $24.99 or $24.95, depending where you are in the world. So do seize the moment with this one. Now, speaking of seizing the moment, oh, blimey, you have been buying in your droves our paper library. And there's no surprise to me, to be entirely honest with you, because there is so much fun to be had in here. I want to show you it quickly, just in case you have just tuned in, because you have got a handful of hours to own this. So I am bringing to you our Crafter's Companion library. You get your storage holder. It is so sturdy. It is really workable. It's not one that we just kind of package it up and then once you use it, it's done. This is going to last and last and last. You've got your double zip on this one and a massive amount of individual labelable, is that a word? No, but you know what I mean. Labelable slots. And all of these come in this collection for you to use time and time again, over and over and over. But we don't just bring it to you empty. We bring it to you with around 150 sheets of individual, thought out, unique, themed papers. Now these are 12x12 papers, so they're absolutely massive, so you can make loads and loads from them. But as we said, they come in like different themes. So here's like your winter collection, and do forgive me, I'm not going to go through every single one of these, but it's just to give you an idea. All of these papers you can be using around the festive time with those lovely blues. I've got a really nice muted collection here as well. I love this one. I think it's great for your unisex cards because of those hues. It's also really nice for those sort of vintage inspired designs that you want to create on occasion. Go really nice actually with some of our vintage collections that we've got. This one I think is really lovely. This one's like your colours of nature. This one's a really nice springy feeling one. You've got different colours and textures within here. to kind of create your designs. Lovely for mixed media pieces, actually, these, because quite a few of these are like your textured ones. That's a stunner, isn't it? Oh. So yeah, again, really, really beautiful. I've got my Celebrate selection too, with loads of brilliant, vibrant, exciting hues within there. And then I've got this one here, which is, I just think, like the most adorable collection. It's got like little characters on it, really nice spots and dots, rainbows galore. Oh, hello, giraffe. There's loads in here to really, oh, it's an elephant. Is that, oh, look, sleeping. You've got absolutely loads in here. All of that today, $31.45 or $34.95 only. 65% saving. You couldn't even buy the carrier for that. So seize the moment whilst you can, because that's an epic deal. We've had a winner through. Demo of the show is number 3.
Was that the circle one?
Can you not remember? How many
It
have you
was, it was
made in
the
this
circle
show?
one. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is number 3.
Perfect. Well, that one is make of it. We will see you again in 2 hours, won't we, Michelle?
We will.
Absolutely.
After more coffee.
I love it. We have got for you so many goodies coming up in our launch party, including the like of those nesting dies. We'll have a deeper look into those and into our box as well. So you guys put your feet up and then make sure you've set your alarm so that you can join us back here in 2 hours, 6 p.m. UK time or 10 a.m. Have a rest. We'll see you then.